So what's the book about then? Well, Farrago 10 Tall Tales. It's an eclectic compilation of 10 short stories, and it will make your spine tingle as you journey through each one, and you'll think and you'll wonder of what was and what could have been. It's an insight, really, I suppose, of a fine line between us all. But of course, it is nicely topped off with a warm sparkle of laughter. I suppose the old book, really, just think if you can remember the programme that used to be on TV in the 80s, Tales of the Unexpected. Yeah, how did the stories come about, really, with over a period of many years, to be honest. I'm sort of very creative anyway. I've got quite a colourful imagination then, let's say that. But I did start a novel first of all, but halfway through the novel I had, it must have been around about 2007, 2008, and I'd done a promo for the BBC, and I got chatting to the director there. I said to me, look Dave, you know, you're doing this novel, maybe it would be great if you'd done some short stories. And but of course nothing, you can't just sort of come up with the short stories straight away. And I left it and nothing happened for maybe 2 or 3 years. But then organically they sort of presented themselves to me, really, sort of over a period of time. So take Ballaboy, for instance, one of the short stories. Watching TV one evening, and they'd had an aerial view, and it was going over Wales, and lush green fields and grass, and then just in the middle of nowhere was this dark, rich blue lake. And I just sort of started wondering, well, you know, I wonder what's in there, I wonder who's been there, I wonder if anyone's ever swum there. And that's how Ballaboy sort of came to mind. And yes, skip after life. For about 2 or 3 weeks I kept walking past this house, and there was a skip on the drive, and I knew that the people who lived there had died, passed away, and it was just a real sad scene, really, of just seeing the family over a period of time emptying the house. And I just kept wondering, you know, we work so hard through our lives, really, for you know, we all build up material possessions, and yet what something is worth to us isn't to somebody else, really. So that's how Skip After Life came to fruition. And Ivory White Boys, a dream. I woke up one morning, and I don't know why, just said Ivory White Boys, and so I wrote some of the dialogue down straight away, because I always keep a book and a pen by the side of the bed, and that's how Ivory White Boys came about. Yeah, the Tom Jones, story. I kidnapped Tom Jones. Look, I've had some brilliant feedback on that. I suppose that story really it's been on my mind for years, because driving up to the house here in Pontypridd, when you got the dual carriageway, if you look over to your left, you see Treforest, obviously, where he was born and bred, lived the early part of his life, and he just sort of kept thinking, really, all the time. You think, well, you know, it's fantastic, really, how he's made it, obviously, as a singer, and of where he's lived and what he's done, and all the people. If you think of the amount of people over the years that he's sung with, and it's fantastic, because he's a boy from Pontypridd, so it's great. And I just thought it would be brilliant. It would be to take a sort of a funny look, then, a comedic look on maybe how things would have been if Tom Jones never made it, and he would still live in Pontypridd, and what he would be doing. So I had a few ideas, and that's how I came about, really. I mean, and even though the other 9 stories in Farrago 10 Tall Tales are sort of quite dark and on the jokey side, my personality, really, of me as Dave Frantony, is quite light-hearted, quite jokey. So the story, I suppose, I Kidnapped Tom Jones, sort of reflects more of my sense of humour. Yeah, hey, look, I feel so privileged that I've written a book. I can't believe I've written the book, which is great. The response that I've had, 5-star Amazon reviews, which is amazing, really. It really does. Well, it's a great feeling. It's great. It's excellent, because you always get a little worried when you've written something and you've created something, and then of course you just send it out to the world, really, and of course you're wondering what their feedback is going to be. And the emails that I've had back off the readers, it's blown me away with everything, really, because they've sort of mentioned, you know, that the book has made them sad. it's made them happy, it's intense, it's twisted turns, creepy, gory, and some of them have even been in tears, which is, well, it's fantastic. And of course they really laughed at the last story there, I Kidnapped Tom Jones. And of course they're all bite-sized stories, and they've just said that the story really, over reading them has really quenched their thirst. So I would, talking to you today, would like to take this opportunity to thank the readers, thank them so much for their response, and I'm just grateful, really. A quite humbling experience, and of course a lot of them are, which is great. I'm looking forward to the novel, which will be out very shortly. So yeah, thanks ever so much.